Hey, what's going on, guys? It is the Nicholas Persakis Chelsea Football Channel, and well, it's almost like I said exactly what was going to happen. I mean, we go through. Thank God, thank freaking God. As a spectator of that match, you were probably sitting there like, "Oh, we're gonna lose. We're gonna." We didn't end up losing. The problem is like we should have won this game by a whole lot. The thing is also, Servette should have scored more goals as well. The fact that they only scored 2 goals in 2 legs is insane. But you can also say that we should have scored more than 2 goals, especially at the start of the second half. So with this game, in a 2-1 loss, if anybody doesn't know the score, 2-1 loss at Servette. Of course, we can't use excuses. Maresca said, "Oh, this pitch is horrible. This pitch is crap." I don't care. I don't give a shit what the pitch was. It doesn't matter if the pitch was shit. The quality of this team and how much this team costs is ridiculous in comparison to them. Watching that game was horrible. Comparing it to Wolves, it was atrocious. I'm still very happy. I'm still, very like, oh, this team's going to do very solid. But the problem is, when you look at the Wolves result compared to this one, it's ridiculous. Of course, the quality of lineups were not nearly the same. But the thing is, like, how is it possible that we could look so good and yet so bad at the same time? The chance quality was there, but like once we lost the ball, the other team could counterattack, and our entire defense and entire midfield would be wide the hell open. It'd be like we lose the ball, someone would lose the ball in possession, like on the wing or something, and then all of a sudden they'd make one pass, and then they're through. And then you'd have to have this crappy ass defense try and decide to do something. And of course, when you got Benoit Badia shite and Axel disaster, you're not going to be able to do anything. It's that simple. Um, there is one name, of course, I've left out of that list, but he wasn't even that good. Tosin, he wasn't even that good today. But we'll talk more when we get to the ratings. But yeah, I mean, let's get to these goals. I mean, so you got first few minutes in, they look pretty solid. Chelsea throughout the half looked pretty good. The first half wise wasn't anything that they looked too much threatening wise. Servette, it almost looked like they almost knew they weren't going to go through. In hindsight, maybe they should have looked like they wanted to go through more in the first half. If they did, maybe they would have had better chances. But in the first half, no, Chelsea got a goal from Mikhailo Mudryk winning a penalty, probably the highlight of his day. Getting more in a bit, but in Kunku, man, his penalties are ridiculous. That guy takes them, so we have him and Cole Palmer to take pens this season, and for the future, I mean, dude, that's a luxury for the first two pen takers. So he slots it home. I had him on my play predictor scoring first, and then I got rid of it to make him Mark Gu, who didn't even score, of course. So not good for me. So Lloyd in the first half, you're kind of sitting there like, not to mention they also score. So it's 1-1 going into halftime, and you're sitting there like mixed bag. Mixed bag. Both teams deserve to have maybe 1 or 2 goals in that first half, but both teams seem pretty even. Then the second half, Chelsea come out flying. You could easily have seen, uh, 3 goals from Chelsea in like 15 minutes. It didn't happen. Good saves from the keeper, who got a very high rating on SofaScore. It was around almost an 8. So I mean, he did his part in this one from having us, not score. But their defense was not doing anything. They did not show up for the start of the second half. But Madueke had chances to score. I think you had one chance before you got taken off. And Kunku had another chance to score, but it just wasn't there. And then it comes to Servette. They get their chance, they take it, as you should. We had multiple chances, we didn't take our chances. They score, we don't. So then in the rest of the game, we're basically playing, oh shit, we might lose. They might come back. They might draw, or they might draw an aggregate and might go to extra time. And if that game went to extra time, we were screwed. They would have had all the momentum in the world. We would have done nothing, and we would have lost. It's that simple. It doesn't happen. We win 2-1. We go back to Cobham, and we now have to perform for this upcoming game. Um, you know, I'm not happy. I doubt anybody else is happy. But the thing is, you'd be happy we go through the conference league. If we lost, I would have been like, yeah, we didn't want to be in the tournament to begin with. We didn't want to play this many games to begin with. We didn't want European games to begin with. That would have been my only explanation. Let's just hop straight into these lineups, man. I accurately chose the lineup that wasn't me played for this game. I didn't miss a single position. I rotated it well enough. I picked the players that I thought were going to play, and well, I'm a genius. No, I'm not any genius by any chance. I kind of based it off how I thought how rotation was going to be for this game and how I thought that injuries were going to take into account. So it was Jorgensen, Badiashile, Tosin, Disasi, Enzo Fernandez, Vega, Mudrik, Drewsbury Hall, Nkunku, Madueke, and Diu. You know, one thing that strikes me in this game, you can kind of see how the overall ratings work when you look from front to back. And well, the entire defense plus the goalie, I think Jorgensen I could give a 5 to. I think the one of those goals wasn't really much of his fault, but the other one was just not good keeping. But Jorgensen just did not look anywhere near that first game. His distribution wasn't nearly as good. His goalkeeping wasn't nearly as good. You know, it's one of those games where you're just kind of like, oh, maybe Robert Sanchez might be the option. Holy crap! If you have to say that, then something might be wrong. But no, you got to give the guy a chance. It's his second game as a Chelsea professional, so you got to give the guy a chance. So it wasn't a good game for him though whatsoever. It wasn't a good game. Badiashile and Disasi. We'll talk about these two French guys first before we go to Tosin. We spent almost 70 million, I think, total for these two French guys. And what do they do? What do they even do? Do they do anything at all? Do they defend? For the first goal that Servette scored, the guy passed it in behind. Disasi's tracking him. He somehow can't get out muscle the defender. And then Badiashile is just running in the middle of the field like a headless chicken. Dude, the guy behind him. He should be tracking him. Why is he just letting him pass it in between the defenders and scoring? Why is he not tracking him? Betty should get a 4 because he's horrible. He should be getting less than a 4, to be honest. But because he played defense and he didn't allow a third goal for them to go into tie, he gets a 4. Tosin was just bang average. He was winning headers. He win something. He was okay. Disasi also gets a 5 because I thought he rotated right back okay. It's just like he makes some boneheaded mistakes that would piss me off. And it's just like the simple things that people are doing wrong. Tackling. You can't even tackle guys. Like these guys are from the Swiss league and they're beating your ass. It's crazy. So the entire back line, not good. Except if your name is Renato Vega. This guy was arguably one of the best players on the field today. This guy is so underrated. He's easily, in my opinion, going to become one of these players who becomes one of the Chelsea fan favorite players. It's that simple. This guy does so well defensively. He's decent at ball progression. He's not quick. He's not quick at all. But like his tackling and overall defensive stuff in the midfield when he rotates in there is great. And he did pretty well in the double pivot with Enzo, who Enzo, by the way, was okay. He's such a tackling liability, dude. This guy's defensive ability is just, dude, he needs a guy who can get in there and stop it. If not, torched. We're torched. But his passing was okay. He was spraying well, and, that's all you need from him. Thing is, I gave Mudrik a 4. Do I think it was a 4? Yes. The reason being I think it was a yes is because, well, oh yeah, he won the penalty. Dude, he has no end product. He just runs, he'll get by a guy, and all of a sudden he just does the most dumb thing ever after that. It's incredible to watch. You're sitting there and you're like, oh my God, go pass. He dribbles straight into a guy, or he just passes it straight to a Servette player. Like, what are you doing? I think it's over for him. Personally, like, if Jadon Sancho comes in, he's taking his spot. Mudrik's not playing. It's that simple. Mudrik's not playing. Um, I don't know. Alone, I think is best for him at this point. I don't know. I think that was his last chance on Enzo Maresca. I'm not sure how much he can give him. Dewsbury Hall was a 6 in the first half. Lord's maybe like a 4 in the second half. Dude, he was so mediocre. Like, the fact is, at this point, this is the way you have to think about it. We bought Dewsbury Hall as basically a replacement for Conor Gallagher. The entire reason Conor Gallagher was sold was for pure profit purposes. But why do you buy Dewsbury Hall if you could have just kept Conor Gallagher? The entire reason now you look at the Conor Gallagher deal is because you would see is João Felix come in for Conor Gallagher. So would you rather have Conor Gallagher or would you rather have Dewsbury Hall and João Felix? I don't know which one I take. At this point right now, man, I'd rather have Conor Gallagher. João Felix cool and all. Dewsbury Hall might become good, but I don't know. I think I'd rather have Conor Gallagher right now. I think that we're missing that pressing ability in the midfield. I think it's such a massive miss by us right now. Nkunku, I mean, he was just incredible today. His dribbling, passing, and I mean, it could have been multiple goals from him outside of just the penalty. But dude, he's very solid. He has to be more involved in this game against Crystal Palace on Sunday. He really needs to be more involved. Like he came off the bench for like the final 15 minutes of that game. He needs to play more in this game against Crystal Palace, even though I think he played the full game in this one. He needs to be more involved. His overall play is so good. Madueke got subbed off early in this game for Tyreek George, who we'll talk about in a little bit, but he was creating things, Nani. He got subbed off early because he didn't want to play Mikhail. He wanted to keep Mudryk on to let him impress. And that sure as hell didn't happen. I would have loved to see Terry George come on for Mudryk, but it didn't happen. We lost a chance creating player because he wanted to put Tyreek George on the right and leave Mudryk on. In hindsight, he thought to himself, oh, this tie's over. It almost wasn't. Mark Gu should have stayed up top in this one. Every time Mark Gu gets on the ball, he presses well. He almost does everything well in a way, except finish. This guy can't finish to save his life. It's like every time he tries to put the ball in the net, something bad happens. It's like he gets some guys like controlling him on the strings. So getting into ratings, for the guys on the bench, I had Palmer as a 7. Dude, he comes on and he creates chances immediately. He looked really good. He almost scored a few times. One of his chances hit the crossbar on a goal that I was sitting there. I'm like, there we go. I was like, it didn't happen. Still can't believe he didn't score there. But Jackson, I gave a 4, dude. This guy did not want to play in this game whatsoever. He was not mentally there. He had no idea what was going on. He didn't know when to press. He had one shot that got blocked, but outside of that, he was pretty trash, in my opinion. I thought a 4 was very fair. George could have gotten a 7 as well for his creation and his dribbles, but I think a 6, for the amount of time he played was pretty fair. Dude, not the greatest game, not the greatest result. We take what we can get. Let's come in on Sunday to go back to the bridge and hopefully destroy Crystal Palace. That's like at this point all I could be asking. So after that mini rant about players that I'm not 100% sure about, let's hope that a better result can come our way on Sunday, 8:30, I think, here in the East Coast of America. It'll be on Sunday. I'll be working, so I'll have to be either watching it at work or I'll watch it after the game. I'll be posting after the game. Saturday, I may or may not post the match preview. I honestly might make it tomorrow. I'm a little busy in these next 2 days, so I might post it tomorrow. If not, it might be on tomorrow or Saturday night. Not 100% sure yet, but yeah, it's either one of the two. Thank you guys for watching regardless. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, comment even. I'll see you guys in the next one for the match preview of Crystal Palace. Thank you. Peace.